Oh, oh, hello, my sweet. So won't you come with me? There's oh so much to show in this grimdark distillery. So if you like bullshit or want some hobby tips, this nightmare priest nigh unbinary herald magnificent welcomes you. Hello, my sweets. Hi, Mowgli. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I've been listening to the full length a little bit more, which sorry about that. Uh, I guess it was earlier this week. I went through the process to get it put up like through like distribution, which we never did. I don't remember. I don't remember if it has just gotten like if it was way more expensive then, or if it's like gotten cheaper. But it was like 15 bucks to get that done. So I figured, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. There's enough people out there that have listened to Fern Teeth and enjoy it that I figured I should probably make the full length available. And when I was thinking about that, that led me to listening to the album, which I had a very negative relationship with it. It was just a very, as Possum put it, grown up shit album. Dealing with grown up shit, so very very stressful. The whole thing. So I did not really enjoy it while we were writing it, recording it, and whatnot. But now, so it's on Bandcamp currently, but so like the EP, you can listen to it on like Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, like anywhere, like any streaming service. I pretty much did the same thing with the full length, which is wild because it came out like in 2015. So it's not even like a 10-year and a anniversary. But yeah, the EP has already been on Spotify and stuff since we made it. But the only place that you've ever been able to listen to the full length has been our Bandcamp. And I thought, hey, I should probably change that just because other people like our stuff. And it's wild because again, it's been a very long time. But I actually was talking to Sean just the other day, which was wonderful. I love Sean. He is like a brother to me. I've got a bunch of bones here. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I'm gonna do, which also, you guys would be so proud or so upset. One of the two. You're either gonna be really proud that I am not a trash boy and I did a whole bunch of cleaning, or you're gonna be upset that I'm selling out. I'm cleaning my act up. I'm not working in trash and filth anymore. And I already drank all my coffee. I know that sounds crazy. I do notice the cleanliness. It's pretty, if I don't say so myself. There is still some stuff over here. That's pretty much the table that I gotta deal with. But I actually now have this stuff out here where I can freely access it, which is good. I need to go through my tool cabinet again, because at some point I thought it was going to be a really good idea to put all of my like electronic tools and like shit over here in one of these drawers, and I'm just like, that's stupid. I don't fuck with that even remotely regularly. And that's like my tool chest, and I've got a lot of tools. And I'm like, gotta store these tools somewhere. Maybe I should put them in that drawer that's full of stuff that's not like this stuff. So I'm gonna deal with cleaning that out. But I am happy with it. Also, I'm not going to show you the floor, but you could eat off of it. I wouldn't. Theodore might. Probably has. He often finds peanuts over here, or so they say, as the legends have it. But yeah, the floor's pretty damn clean now. It's got only like a day or two worth of shit on it, which is not very much because I've been pretty much kind of cleaner in the last little bit of like what I've had to do, which proof of purchase. coffee, empty, bam. And that's not from yesterday. That's fresh. That's today's coffee. I already drank it, so we can check that off the to-do list. I finished it and I was like, oh shit, I drank my coffee, and I was like, man, that whoever you are, there's somebody out there. Their whole thing here is just like, man, I just really fucking like when he forgets to drink his coffee, and then he's got like to drink a cold cup of coffee in like X amount of minutes before the pee break time. I came in here for something, but I don't remember what it was. I think I was coming in here to show you something. I've also got this Lord of Tumors out here because I'm not really sure what I'm wanting to do today. I figured I would probably yap for a while because I've got a bunch of stuff to show you. I don't know what these are, but I found these growing on our fence, and they're going to be good. Now, I do know what this is. Well, actually, fuck, I don't. It's a fine, but I use this often. This was very key to the gate from the child inverted for my demons. So this is a vine. I, again, do not know what type of vine it is. I know that it has very large, almost grape-like looking leaves. But somebody around here, actually, shit, it doesn't. It has, yeah, it's got like kind of thin, almost arrowhead kind of leaves, and they grow these like kind of seed pods that look almost like a lily before it opens. But I've never, yeah, I guess I have. They kind of like turn into a big cone. Anywho, I have to make sure it's not cold. I swear I can taste your cold coffee. It was warm. Yeah. It was actually warm today, which was great. But yeah, so these roots are great. Essentially, these are the climbing roots, and any climbing plant that has the ability to get pretty dense, has a lot of fiber in it. Once it dies, it's absolutely ripe for like keeping, because this died, I guess, in the fall, so it went through the entire winter, entire ice storm. We had Kentucky got fucked with ice, and it took, I don't know if I've talked about this, but it took my fucking second gazebo. That's 2 gazebos in 1 year, baby. Why does God hate me? Well, I mean, I say that and like I'm immediately opposite looking at a anatomical skeleton with my Vemet Hemet with its giant bloodstained cross and cat ears, and I'm like, well, maybe I kind of had it coming. Anywho, I'm so funny. So yeah, these died in the fall, I guess, but it's still very, very, very much not rotten. So this will take, essentially, and that's what you want when you are, why does God hate me? Oh, right. Well, okay. Yeah. I don't have to ask that question out loud anymore. I already know the answer. So yeah, the way that essentially when you're harvesting, I use a fuck ton of reclaimed materials, which I finished up the article for Goonhammer. So, oh fuck, there's some black paint on there. I missed that. And that's black paint, not Chinese ink, because otherwise that would have worked. I'm not just a weirdo who likes to lick especially commissions. Oh yeah, them wire boys, they don't know it, but I've been licking all over every inch of these. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I left these out because I got to finish this, so I figured we could do that too. So yeah, we got a couple things on here. I just thought I would go ahead and share these because I brought these in a couple days ago, and both of these are pretty much optimum for like presentation, like on how dead something should be before you start to like try to harvest it, because that makes a big difference. You don't want it to be alive. If you pick something while it is alive, then it still has to go through its like natural state of decomposition, which we want to skip that. Like I'm also Margot hair. Man, I can't stress the amount of Margot hair that I left in Brooklyn. You're all welcome. That's how you get jumbos. You want Margos? You got to get the Margot spores. And I left them all over your beautiful city. Okay, so now this is preserved. That's alive. This is just straight fucking dead. I'm trying to just grab a couple different things so you all can see the levels of, hey, this is dead, this is not dead. Because there is a line. Essentially, nature naturally, like when you start to use reclaimed, just weird fucking materials. Like I just don't, plastic is one of, I've got so many different types of plastic. I don't think about models as far as like, oh, it's this, it's that. It's just, it's all plastic, it's resin, it is its basic component. And I'll do what I need to do to make it look the way it needs to. Preferably with whatever the closest material is to the thing that I'm trying to replicate, because that, it just saves me time in the long run, because I can't make a flat piece of plastic look and feel like leather with just paint remotely as fast as I can if I just make something the way that it would feel in my head anyway. Skill issue. Yeah, that's, I mean, I'm pretty good at painting. I don't enjoy painting like that. Like Adam, if you told me that Adam painted something and it was like, yeah, it looks like this, I'd be like, yeah, I'm sure he could. He's a fucking scientist. He's a very good eye for replicating materials with paint in his style. And also his style is just so utterly refined. It's very specific. I wouldn't say that it's heavy metal because it is different. But again, that's because it's not just painting. His style of painting is that you see it in the way that he builds too. Anywho, I'm kidding. Yeah, I just can't figure out how to get leather right. I think I've done a pretty good job on the 1490 stuff that had leather. I was pretty happy with that. And I've also got a bunch of materials that I found since then. Yeah, I don't think I have any. Yeah, I don't have anything that's a bad example. I can go find one. I can go borrow one from a Johnny, who's doing wonderful, by the way. In case you all were wondering, I know you all haven't seen her in a bit. I'll go ahead and I'll. Fuck! I forgot to put their name. So here's the thing, and I'm not just gonna keep derailing, but maybe I am. You know, you just get distracted. You start to do one thing, and then you got the other thing. So in the morning, this light kicks on for a Johnny. And it gets her all the light she needs for 12 hours. And at 12 hours, it turns off. So unfortunately, due to the time change and all that kind of stuff, now it starts to go off right when Kelly and I are like midway through a movie. So it's just like, we kind of wanted it to be, you know, hey, it'll shut off, and that's right around the time we want the basement to be kind of darker so we can like snuggle up and watch a movie, get real cozy, because all the lights off except for a hexagonal aquarium that has a bonsai tree in it with lights that are as bright as the sun does change the vibe a little bit, I'm sure you can imagine. So I'll just go ahead. Here's a picture I took of Johnny. And that, there we go. That's a Johnny, aka Johnny Boy. Yeah. That's my little bonsai that lives in my basement because of my God complex. Oh yeah. And then also I had Kelly send me this picture, or I asked her to. That's not the picture I asked for, you goof. Okay, hold on. Oh my goodness. This is also just great. Look at those babies. There's my kiddos. It only took like, you know, 10 years. But we finally got a picture where they're all standing and looking kind of at the camera. Almost. Yep, that's as good as we were going to get. Also, Margot's just like, those are really nice pictures. Such good babies. That's my middleest son. I don't think you all have ever had the pleasure of meeting him. That's sick. How old is Johnny? So Margot, obviously top of the totem pole. Oh yeah, Margot was just like, well, let me get my spot at the head of the table. Man. I think I got her, I got her during COVID, so probably about, at max, probably 4 or 5 years. I think 4 or 5. I'd have to, I don't know. I think about that all the time because I'm just like, man, people ask me that. I'm like, let's see, what's the first picture that I've got of Johnny Boy? That's from this year. That, Eli, you goofball. I want to say it's 2022, 2021. She did not live. That's it. My timeline's getting all thrown off also because she's moved like containers a couple times. Sorry, this is probably horrible, but I would like to give you the answer. And I'd like to know. So, okay, 2023 is when I started doing a lot of terrariums. Well, which I can show you guys those if you want to see them. Have you seen the bonsai apple tree that produces one fruit? No, I haven't. That's awesome. It is a ficus. So, given where I live, I wanted a bonsai tree. Essentially, every bonsai that you could grow where I live, you have to put outside, like, seasonally. And I would not bet anything, much less like the life of like something that I'm going to put as much time into as a bonsai, on the whims of Kentucky's weather, because it's seriously it's just unpredictable. Like there's no reason to look at the weather. It's always wrong. It's always wrong because sometimes it is literally 80 degrees and then 3 days later it's snowing where I live all the time. It's just crazy. Anywho, there was a point in time when I got really into terrariums. Hell yeah. I support that, Mowgli. But yeah, I got really into making little... that's that's from Neon Genesis Evangelion. It's the Asuka saying you don't want to kiss a girl on the anniversary of your mom's death, which, yeah, I took a picture of that because that's probably one of the funniest quotes in the show. Just, the fuck is wrong with you? Those are cute. Yeah, I like terrariums a lot. The house used to be completely full of aquariums. We're down to only 2 now from 7. Yeah, that's a lot. And then we've only got the dairy cow terrarium now. It's just a giant 30-gallon filled with lots and lots and lots of isopods. They're wonderful. Anywho, so yeah, here's another example of a nice dead. You want them to be dead, not rotting. And you want to harvest them before the natural decayers, like, come. Like, so it's kind of... You want to grab it either like right when the plant is like dying, or like almost dying, or freshly dead, and then you want to just kind of put it in an airtight container to preserve it in that natural state. That's what I do, at least. Now, as far as other ways, there's all kinds of ways of preserving. This is preserved moss, and the reason it's in here is there are, oh boy, so many brands that like to say, oh, hey, this is, fresh live moss. But the moment you open it, you're like, yeah, this is live moss, preserved live moss. And if you are putting them in a terrarium, that is very key information. And that information only becomes more and more and more important when there is anything living inside of that terrarium, outside of, plants. Because like frog, like I bought these to put in the tank when we still had Jason. And that the moment I opened them and I felt the texture of it, I was like, this has been preserved. What the fuck? But it is what it is, oh yeah, I was gonna go, all I did was go get a picture of a Johnny. I should have seen if I could find anything fresh. Let's see. Okay, that's a good example of what not to pick up. Yeah, we got a couple of good examples of what not to pick up. Maybe one. We got one example of what not to pick up. And this is also good. Peach. Hey, here's a fun fact. Teflon? Teflon, right? Ficus. So when you prune a bonsai, which is something that you often have to do, Teflon. Yeah. So yeah, the one that I have is a little ficus, and that is because ficuses are, if you're going to have a terrarium bonsai, which is something a lot of people say you can't do, or sorry, if you want to have an indoor bonsai, pretty much when you look up, hey, how do I have an indoor bonsai? Because almost all of them require being put outside because of just the type of trees they are, especially if any of them are deciduous. That's the word I'm looking for, right? Coniferous. The ones that look like Christmas trees. Junipers, any kind of like a bonsai like that, those have to go outside for a dormant period. Like they go to sleep and then you put them outside so they can experience winter. But you have to have a consistent winter for that. So when you're looking at what can live inside, there's very few things. You have to start looking at the other end of the bonsai spectrum, which is ones that do not like change. You want something that lives in a consistent environment. That way you can put it in a box and recreate that environment. And the ficus is pretty much your option. But the best thing about that, and why you would want that anyway, is because you can control the humidity. I'll pull up that picture of Johnny right quick that I just took, just so you all can see this, to explain. But this, I know this doesn't seem like it has anything to do with anything, but it has a lot to do with everything as far as what I do and how I do it. So that white stuff right there, those are new growth. That is roots that are now growing out of the branches of this tree. So essentially the goal is to have like an almost miniature, or not even a miniature, almost, but to have a miniature mangrove looking kind of tree. Is there something I'm missing? I thought any tree could become bonsai. Oh no, well, okay. You can stunt the growth and create a bonsai, but in order to keep it inside, just keep it inside, there are so many factors. Like, I would love to have a Japanese maple, but again, it has to have and you can do it, it's gonna die. And how do you make a bonsai? Is it just trimming constantly? So this one, I don't religiously work on this one. I've got so many other things going on at this point, but so these black wires, the biggest part of bonsai, in my opinion, is probably wire training. And that is controlling where the branches grow So you have some kind of aesthetic control over it. Now, as far as pruning it, you pretty much, you prune depending on how you're wanting the tree to grow. But it's just, again, it's like a lifelong art project that I have some control over, but not all. But it's just something that I like. I also like the fact that when I die, someone's going to have to take care of this thing. uh, and that kind of brings me joy. That's kind of like why I wanted to have like a tarantula. But yeah, so essentially, and all this moss was recovered from outside and pretty much put in here, and it has just started to fucking thrive because you can't see the dial, but the humidity inside there is 85%, and that is why it's starting to get aerial roots, which is what those roots are that are coming out. The darker ones that are in there, those are ones that have been there, years or whatnot. But they're really cool because they grow from the branches down to the ground. But if humidity is high enough, that's what a ficus does. So by making the humidity in there 85%, it is really wet all the time. So moss also loves it. But I've been waiting for it to start, like, what happens if it gets sick or bugs and died? Oh, I'd be sad. I've dealt with a couple, also mold. So that is a whole process in itself. Aquariums and terrariums, like, the reason that I enjoy them is because you have to make an ecosystem. So you have to factor that in. So technically there are bugs in here. I don't know if you can see any. No. But I've got springtails in here. Springtails are a micro, not a micro. They are right at the level of like, boop, like just, is that one? No. Those are just more roots just growing out of its body. Hey, there's another one. Yeah, I don't see any springtails. So springtails essentially are a cleanup crew in a terrarium. And that's typically how you would handle that. So springtails are about the size of like these little pieces of wood on my finger right there. Like you can see them, but just. They have so little mass that they are actually hydrophobic. Like if you pour water into a cup full of springtails, all of them will go up to the top. They physically are, their mass is less than that of water. But those are the things that you put in there, and they eat mold. Sick, what feeds the springtails? So mold, organic material breaking down. If you have isopods, I have them springtails in my isopod tank. They eat isopod poop. So like everything that you would put in an isopod tank, like they eat anything that is decaying. Good morning, Peter. I'm on a tangent about terrariums and isopods and springtails. And it's, yeah, it all is connected, but it's just because of, hey. Also, Peter, were you the one who said that Ghost of Yote was sick the other day? I'm pretty sure that it was you that was talking about Ghost of Yote. But Legends came out. Yeah, have you played Legends yet? It just came out, I think, Tuesday. But it completely flew under my radar, and I didn't know it was out. Yeah, nope. It's good. I started playing it last night. Played a little bit this morning, but man, I forgot how much I loved that in the first one. But yeah, I was talking about how to force trees to do what you want them to do. How to bully a tree into growing roots out of its body instead of out of its root spots. And I'm just kidding on that. Like, so this root down here, that's one of its regular roots. And so is this. Like the biggest threat that I have to, and what trees can't become bonsai. So maples, a Japanese maple, it won't live its full life though. Like, yeah, the multi-stealth missions were so fun. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like that's pretty much like what the first one I played, like in the first mission, you're just doing a lot of sneaking around with your other dude. As far as what trees can't become bonsais, it really, I'd have to look. I don't want to tell you wrong, but oh, this was my two. These are two bad examples. This, it's dead. It's very dead, but it's also rotting. It's very wet, very, very bendy. We don't want that. We want, ah, shit. Well, we want it to, yeah. Well, you get the message though. We want a nice crack. This is too alive. It's dying, but I would not take this because it's got a long way to go before it dies. And that's where my rant was going to go, was that ficus trees, that's where Teflon comes from. For those of you who don't know, I was one of those people. I didn't know either until I went to go trim my bonsai and it started to bleed what looked like, and I can't stress, like it just looks like it's fucking bleeding Elmer's glue, like just straight up. And I'm like, what the fuck? And as soon as I touched it, I was like, uh-oh, that's a bad idea, because it is like if Elmer's glue had an older brother who didn't fuck around. Like, it was so sticky. I was like, oh my God, what the f? And yeah, so that, it sucks, but that's what we turn into Teflon, apparently. I believe it. I believe if you cook that, bake it, whatever, it would turn into something like Teflon. It's awful. It was awful stuff. Anywho, so yeah, that was my little bit of rant about what kind of sticks and whatnot you want to keep. You want dead ones, but ones that nature has not taken in yet, if that makes any kind of sense. So like no mold, no fungus, nothing that is organic that is going to break it down. We want it to be as close to its bones as possible. And that goes for like the sticks, for the whole plant pretty much. Same thing with these little guys. These, I believe, were a seed pod or a blossom of some kind, or maybe even a fruit. But they are completely like hollow and very, very crispy, but there is no actual decomposition set in yet on most of them. Some of them, it might be starting, like this one. Yeah, just a little bit, that black. But I do think that is something that if I sealed it, it would save. Oh, sick! Looks like a tiny cotton pod. Yeah, like they are. I don't know what they are, but the first time I ever saw them, they're orange normally, but they grow near like garden beds and stuff. It's a small little crawling vine, and that's why I initially picked them up, because crawling vines are just really great for roots. And that's, I don't know if I ever got to it, but yeah, the roots on these guys, I love them. They're great. This is a pest vine, and I let it go, and then when it dies, I steal its roots every year. Sucker. But yeah, these are great for roots, or because of how crazy these are, I use them as tentacles or tendrils on the gate for the child inverted. Those are the weird spiral thing like coils that are pulling out, or pouring out of like its mouths and whatnot. So yeah, I'd recommend that. This is kind of like a DIY bonsai, where you just take a dead plant and you start gluing the sticks together to make it look the way that you want it to. But yeah, I've got a lot of dead plants, but it is wild how many I have burned through with this Trench Crusade project. And I guess I'm the only one that's surprised by that, because every single one of these is just, the whole perimeter is covered in broken sticks. And those all have to come from somewhere. So I guess when you look at it, you're like, man, I've got so many dead plants hanging up in my house. I'm like a crazy person. And then it's just like, oh, hey, they're really getting going, huh? Oh shit, what if I need more sticks? And then the cycle begins again, Crazy, 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 in your face all the time. I think I'm going to do, I am going to do the baking soda to fill those in, because I have to get that done. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that right now. So pretty much, I'm filling in the lines from the 3D printer from the statue. Should have done that before I glued it on here, but I didn't know how much grit and whatnot would be on there, so that's kind of how things got where they are. Man, I'm running low on super glue too. All right. I don't know where my little spoon went. Oh, little spoon. Little spoon. There it is. It was under the camera. Becoming a botanist just to re-up on building material. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I have benefited from the idea of, oh, every fall we're gonna go get some mums. That way we have nice mums to put out in the yard. And I'm like, do we want to put that in like a pot and like plant it? And it's just like, maybe. And then they die. But then I get a whole bunch of trees. That's pretty much where the majority of it, like, yeah, I'll just grab one. Like when you look over on the other side, fuck it, I'll just show you. I'll just turn the camera. So when you look behind the lens, there's a bunch of trees over here. Look at all them trees. Those are actually just mums, most of them. Mums and other plants, but essentially I hang them. It's all about just trying to figure out, hey, where the hell do you put a bunch of trees? And it's just like, well, above your computer is kind of good, except I'm sure you can probably figure out the reason why it's not good. It's all the sticks. It's all the sticks above your computer. It's good and it's bad. But yeah, those are good. I'm excited. I'm excited to use the whole fucking bunch of them. Got to make a lot of terrain. And I also got that Lord of Tumors on my desk because I was debating if I wanted to try to mess around with sculpting. I don't know. We'll see. But where is the issue? There it is. So right there we've got a couple of lines that are visible. Let's see if I can make it to where you all can see them. Or maybe I'm just crazy and dramatic. You can kind of see them there. Maybe I'm proving that I'm just a crazy person. Let me find a more noticeable one. The edge of this has some. I don't know if I'm even going to be able to get you all to see these through this camera without going to the higher lens. Which kind of does prove that maybe I'm being a little excessive, but I've never claimed to not be. The last thing I want is some little bitty lines to throw off the illusion. Let's see, can you see those? Kind of, yep, okay, there we go. So on the lip, right? Here-ish. There are some little lines, and that was a stick. No, it was this. I just popped off. Okay, I'm gonna glue them anyway. The texture's so good. Looks fucking sick, Eli. Thank you guys. Yeah, I'm really, really, really happy with it. I do need to fill these in though. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, I am insanely happy with these. I think it is definitely the best terrain I've done. So now let's make a little bit of a mess. We've been good. Oh, hey, I bet you guys would kind of like to see what the hell I'm doing. Alrighty. Yeah, something like that. I'm just doing just a little bit. I was going to say, nice knuckles. Thank you. Got them knuckles. Okay. And here comes the tap. We want to give it just a little bit of a spank. Margot upstairs is like, who's getting spanked? I'm going to go laugh at him. Yeah, maybe I am being a little bit crazy on this. But the thing is, I know that the pictures that are going to be taken with them are very, 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 very up close and like detailed. Hi, Margot. How are you, princess? You came down for the spanks. You thought it was Theo getting spanked. You wanted to laugh at him. I'm on it. I'm onto it. Theo says, nope, I'm good. I don't get spanked. Mark says, oh, it's the model. I'm leaving. I'm just trying to fill in. I mean, these are very, 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 very small little lines. So, again, probably crazy on my part to even give a shit, but I do not want to see any pictures from Eric and then in the background see something and be like, fuck, I should have fixed that. I know, Marco, I would be very upset. I would say, Eli, do you know how much time he spent on that and he didn't think that it was important to go back and do that part? I know, that's exactly what I'd say, Marco. You'd say it too? Maybe not. Maybe Marco wouldn't say that. Silence has fallen in the basement. Or it's like, how do I say this without hurting your feelings, Dad? There. And there. Just a little bit of baking soda. Goes a long way. Yeah. Well, look at that. Baking soda, a little bit in my mouth while I was fixing to say nice knuckles. Where the hell did my mouse go? There it is. Did I seriously not get the spot that I intentionally was trying to cover? Okay, I think that did it. Is what I would say if I didn't see this. Gotta use my elfin eyes. You're not hiding from me. So Peter, what have you been up to? Or anyone, what have you guys been up to? Tell me all the things you've been doing. Nah. Literally cannot see that, but just for the sake. Damn it. I just spilled so much baking soda all over a side. I didn't mean to. Sorry if that was feedback here. I thought I had a little stick over here. Here's a root. Spank, 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 spank. Yeah, that should do it. Jumbo here. And now, I can see like a normal man again. Boom, 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 boom. Also, I'm pretty sure one of you all recommended me watch Jujutsu Kaisen, and you were right, it fucks. That show is so good. Kelly and I are hooked. Okay, boop, 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 boop. Writing, slowly. Painting barbarians to avoid it right now. Hell yeah. Writing for Necropolis. Oh, is it for Necropolis? I bet it is. If you need anybody to send you some ideas, I could help. But that's probably, you probably have more than enough. Okay, I've been grinding Rainbow Six Siege. I'm Plat 3 on my way to Emerald, then I'll be Diamond. I'm assuming Diamond is like the highest? Or is it like double Diamond? I don't know anything. I've never played Rainbow Six Siege. I'm familiar with it, but I've never played it personally. Dad is like, that's fucking rad. And I can play Simfer. That's also rad. Man, I haven't played Champ is the highest. Okay. Huh. Diamond, I would think, would be the highest. Are these textures that I'm seeing physically there? Or am I seeing, I think they are already. No, they're not full. That's not full. I think perhaps we are spanking too vigorously. It needs to be a softer spank. Like maybe more of a shake. Maybe like that. Maybe not as much of a blow either. Because I think I was blowing most of that off there. Okay, at this point, do I see any lines that would make me think, holy shit, that statue was 3D printed? Nope. No, I do not. From any angle. We are done with that. Now for this statue. Bum, 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 bum. Diamond is your peak. Good for you, Mowgli. Like, I like when you're like, man, there's all these ranks. It's just like, I'm going to get to this, then I'm done giving a shit. That's what I do in Blood Bowl. Whenever I try to give a shit about Blood Bowl. Like the PlayStation version. I don't think I could play Blood Bowl outside of a like dedicated friend group. I don't know if I could ever play Blood Bowl on tabletop because I feel like it is a game that is going to destroy friendships. Because the game is made to destroy you. That's what I like. Same thing with Wartime. But Wartime's great with multiple people. So, I mean, I'm sure I just need to find the right group. But also, Blood Bowl is just not... There's so many other games I'd rather play right now. Blood Bowl is just what comes to mind when I think of like, man, what is an upsetting game to try and show somebody to play for the first time? That's one of the top. Where it's just like, you mean to tell me I can go to catch the ball and just fall and fucking die, and my guy's gone forever? And it's just like, yeah. Smash the Beatles. And that's my tangent about that. But yeah, pretty much the video game Blood Bowl is just an adaptation of the board game. That's the last game I probably gave a shit about. I did break top 100, but that's when I stopped caring. So I was just like, man, I'm putting too much of my life into this adaptation of a board game with nothing to show for it. So now I make these little things all the time. Not all the time, but you know as it goes. I'm really happy with how these turned out. I guess I could show them in a little bit more detail, because I did not do that yet. Let's just go ahead and wipe away all this filth. And actually, I think I'm going to go to the bathroom, which I have another surprise for you. It's another Fur and Teeth song, my sweets. This seems a good enough time as any. And then we'll pick up from here. Boop, boop, boop. Be right back.
Sing no litanies or praises of our names back home, but I'll be damned if I'll stand by silent while jesters claim our throne. Sped up this movie is lovesick with its own premise. Round up this flock is hope sick with happy ending. Don't deny the streets were gold, but the beggars and your holy virgins picked them clean. Oh, I could never be so bold. I'm just another leering wolf bang amongst the sheep, and we hang our heads low, all too blind to see. Just fake animals pour out words just to speak. the masses move too fast to process what they mean. Just like penitents are bold, still struggling with the noose while the vultures pick us clean. And we hang our heads low, all too blind to see, just fake animals, pour out words just to speak.
And we're back. Yeah, I was gonna show you guys this. So, here's a shrine I made for the wires for the Trench Crusade board. I'm really pleased with it. I've got to go in and touch up a couple of things, as always. But yesterday I just finished the braking wheels and putting them all on there, and it looks fucking sick. It's definitely, I think, something that you would see off in the distance over a hill that you need to take and are probably going to die trying to take in no man's land. I'm really happy with how the corpses on the braking wheels turned out. I feel like they look very much like what a corpse would look like if it's been laying on top of a braking wheel for X amount of time. Very, very charred, but still red underneath. Yeah, very, very, very metal. Very, very pleased with them so far. I do think I need to snip a couple of these ropes, so we might do that right now. This one, I should not have grabbed the whatever snip scissors. This is not whatever. Whatever clearly means not fabric or metal. Something that's already probably trash. I'll have to touch that up just a smidgen. Now I'm pretty much wanting to cut these at irregular lengths to give a very natural kind of flow. That's good. Those are good. Yeah, great. Yeah, again, sorry. I'll adjust the camera. Let me pull this thing back. Let's try a little crazy thing here, where a little bit like that. It's almost like I need to get back in the habit of straightening. It's been a hot minute, my sweets. Yeah, that's good. That's a good spot to keep it in. So what else needs to be done? These candles. We need to touch up those candles. We need to touch up those candles. And we're going to touch up that leg. This needs to be glued. Go ahead and get that. I have no patience. Fact. We also need to put some music on because I'm going to go crazy if I don't. CD baby, I don't want to talk to you right now. Go away. Let's drop the music down a little bit though. Mega Drive. Ah, fuck it. I want to listen to Pelican. Can never go wrong with Pelican. It's specifically what we all come to need. Such a fucking rad album. Okay, let's do a little bit of painting. Well, that red has really started to spread, huh? We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get a new piece. Alrighty, where's my paper? So we got our basic parchment paper here. This would be a job for the whatever scissors. Paper is a whatever. Put that back in here. So my wet palette's already pretty wet, but I like to go ahead and get my paper nice and wet. And then I do the same thing on the other side. Just to kind of spread up how fast the water kind of bleeds through. And this is parchment paper. There are two different types. This is the kind that allows stuff to go through. The other kind does not. I don't have the box anymore, so I don't know. It's a difference between, I think, like English and American paints. Candle paints are already over here. No, I put them up. Man, don't you hate when you're like, man, I was doing good, or not doing good? I know how unreliable I am. Satin black, that's good too. We'll take that. I have been using my display brushes a lot, and I really like them. I'm also going to get some water, change the water. What I can think of. I'll think. Some dark ivory. Regular ivory, that's what I'm looking for. Alright, candles. It's time to ivory you up. Yeah, I'm a trash. I like to put the brush in my mouth to make sure that it's pointed before I stick it in the paint. Tee. Okay. I'll bring it in here a little bit, that way you guys can see. Sorry about that. Welcome, my sweet. How are you? And Mowgli, good to see you back. Welcome. Welcome back, my sweet. Tee-hee-hee. Was it one of you two that was telling me I needed to watch Jujutsu Kaisen? Somebody told me I needed to watch that show. I'm trying to figure out who it was. It was back when we were talking about anime. It might have been Ross. Wasn't me. Wasn't Atri. Maybe it was Possum. candles. I'm pretty pleased with how all of this has turned out. The trees, especially on this one, I'm really happy with. They look like they've been burnt. Like just a pile of burnt trees. I'm considering watching it because the T-girl is cute, but I've heard many mixed things from people when I ask. You should. Oh my god. Actually, watch it so we can talk about it, please. It's so good. The T-girl's cute. The T-girl's cute. Who? Demon Slayer. My god, K-pop infested my brain. Oh. K-pop Demon Slayers? Yeah, dude. K-pop Demon Slayers is so good. Oh. Jujutsu Kaisen's definitely a different vibe. But somebody came in. Maybe it was Yuri. Somebody came in and they saw what I was making and they asked if I had ever watched it, because the amount of body horror in that show, like that is 100% on brand with my shit, is through the roof. I was like, holy fuck. Okay, I'm so sorry I didn't listen to your recommendation sooner. You were right. You do know what I like. But yeah, if you like my shit, you will enjoy this show. I don't Demon Slayer. I've not watched Demon Slayer. It is on our list, but we went with Jujutsu Kaisen first, and pretty much we have just been seshing that out because we ran out of episodes of free run that were dubbed, and we were like, we need something different. And our friend Chessie, Kelly's bestie, recommended the Apothecary Diaries, and while I can see why it might be like grouped with free run, it did not carry the same eye bleach that I was in need of. So instead of eye bleach, we opted for something like really violent and really dark, and it's rad. You're going to love Demon Slayer, I'm telling you now. Oh, I'm sure, based on all the people that like have told me that they love it, and the stuff that they make that I love, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm sure I will. I don't remember what exactly. There was something. I think we were just trying to pick one, and it was probably the first one that popped up on Crunchyroll whenever we were like, let's do this. So we went with that one. That, or there were less episodes of it currently than Demon Slayer maybe, and that's why we picked it. But either way, I've really been enjoying it, and I would really recommend it. I don't recall any of the characters being trans though, actually. I'm trying to think of who it could be, unless she's in the most recent season, and I haven't gotten there, but we're almost caught up. But yeah, that would make a big difference for me if they had like a really poorly represented character. I would not like that at all. All of the it would honestly, it would be off-putting from the fact of how much it wouldn't fit in with the rest of the show, I think, because I've been very pleased with all the characters, the levels of them. Creators of Inuyasha making another dark romance. So yeah, can we talk about that for a second? I was just recently informed that, okay, I don't know, have you met Kirara yet? Now, is her name Kilala or Kirara? Or Kirara or Kilala? Because that is the cat from Inuyasha that is spelled like that, but it's pronounced with L's. And I love Kilala. Oh boy, have I met Kilala. I love the cat Kilala that turns into a bigger cat. Small cat, two tails. I left out a very key part. Small demon cat, two tails. But then her other form is a bigger demon cat that shoots fire, and you can ride her. And if only my son could grow to the size of like a horse or a lion, we'd be unstoppable. Yes, I would just take really big naps instead of just little naps. RS, I think, but I haven't heard it said. I don't know. Yeah, I've not. That name doesn't sound. R's. Okay, Kirara. No, I have not. So she must be coming up. I will let you know what I think. Yeah, Inuyasha. Can we talk about the fact that they did my favorite character pretty dirty? There's like only a few things I'm like, hey, how about not that? And that making Shishomaru and Ren be a thing. I'm not cool with it. Like at all. It doesn't even make sense. Well, why? Yeah. Yeah, so Shomaru apparently and like Ren start to like be a thing. And Ren is the little kid that like he brings back to life and then just follows him around throughout like the whole like original series. And like if their relationship changes like to that, it's very different. And it doesn't seem like that seems like a logical place for that to go. It just seems really not good. Not a good choice. Wouldn't have done that one. I don't think I would have done that. There's no think about it. That's my take. That's my hot take on the state of my limited anime knowledge currently. Theo does not have anything to add. He has been enjoying Jujutsu Kaisen though, but not as much as Marco. Marco actually watches TV. Theo tends to sleep. Yeah, I don't like that either. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. It kind of just doesn't really make sense, and it's just really not good. I'm just like, hey, can we not have characters just grooming children, please? I don't ask for much. I feel like that's not a big ask. I could be wrong though. It was contractually obligated. I haven't seen that old possum. I wonder where that possum's at. I gotta figure out how to mail something today. Post office is the correct answer. That's how you mail things. Like what they did with, if it's for my daughter, I'd even defeat a demon lord. I've never, Kiki or Kagome. Oh, it's Kagome. And also, in the likelihood that Kelly heard me answer that and it was anything other than Kagome, she'd kill me. But yeah, it's Kagome. Kagome is the right choice. With the exception that again, see, okay, I see what you just did there. From a, I don't like that. I forget that he's also like an old fucking dude. It's not good. I don't know. It complicates things because it's just like I've listened to Kelly angrily talk about the Kikyo situation through the whole show, so it's just like I'm very team Kagome, but when you say that, it's just like, well, she's a kid. That's not good. That's not good, man. It's like, well, she's the reincarnation of so-and-so. It's like, true. It's not good. It's not good. It's problematic. The whole thing is problematic. It was a cute feel-good where he's like adventuring for his adopted daughter, and then it ends with him marrying said daughter. What the yeah, no, it's awful. Yeah, no, I know Mowgli. But also, it's a complicated situation. I'm not trying to say that I'm Team Kikyo. I know that it's a complicated situation. There's a lot of variables. I've just been told that if my wife dies and is reincarnated and then she shows back up, I know what is expected of me. The right answer is is Kikyo in that situation. But until Kelly, that is a situation, then I have to pick Kagome currently. I'm going to take the high road. I just picked Shippo. Can I just hang out with Shippo? And we'll just go on adventures. Would you love me if I was a work? If I was a work pushed to the extreme? Also, Kikyo is dripped out. Kagome just born close. Yeah, Kikyo is dripped out. But for the time period, Kagome does look fucking crazy. People are like, man, her shit's like off the chart. Like, what is that? Would you love me if I was a work pushed to the extreme? Is that a quote? But I think those are the best works. So yes, of course. Of course. I don't want to encourage that could lead all kinds of things. I don't want to say that. Man. Worm whoops. Worm whoops. I like the flea, can't remember his name. The flea. Worm whoops. I'm not familiar with this. Did you guys play Dead Space 2? One of the sickest parts of Dead Space 2 is the ending where you think the credits are going to roll, but the game continues, and it sounds like Pelican, but it's not Pelican. But then Dead Space 3, they actually had Pelican do some of the soundtrack. It was fucking sick. I love Pelican. Specifically Pelican when, what's his name? Was still like the head, like writer, from my understanding. But he left many moons ago. The guy that kind of looks like Palmer from The Thing. For those of you wondering. What the heck is he talking about? Oh, it's a guy that looks kind of like Palmer from The Thing. Hey, I was wondering when old Capitan will get to use his pop gun. Palmer's my favorite character in The Thing. Chariots for gods, man. He's a coward and a perv. Would you love me if I was a worm, is what I meant. I do love worms. There's a worm that lives in our terrarium that was meant to be food for Jason. And it, I guess, survived and got away. And it has outlived Jason now, and it's just in the tank, and every now and then it'll come around the front. And it is seriously like this long now. It is an insanely, like, yeah, so, yeah, my hands won't fit on the, yeah, it's too big. It's too big to, I'll zoom out. It's seriously like that big. It's a big fucking worm, man. And I just like watch it. I'm like, man, you were supposed to be food. Ain't life funny like that sometimes? Now you're just living your best life. The biggest thing in the tank. He's a coward and a perv. He's always calling him Lord Inuyasha. Oh, yeah. Shit. The flea, yeah. I feel like you like Madoka Magica. Is that true? Watched it for the first time a bit ago. I'm not familiar with that. Madoka? It has a possibility. It looks like there's a possibility. It looks a little bit more than what I normally would go for, but I would give it a shot if you would recommend it. Mature content, including death, suicide, ideation, and emotional trauma. Okay, well, it's not what you think based on the art style. Okay, that's all I needed. Thank you. That's all I needed, actually. I saw that and I was just like, actually, this was an interesting recommendation. I don't know if you're trying to set me up right now. But no, okay, yeah, and that I can't stress enough. I do completely get that, because there are definitely shows that I'm like, please don't look at the art style. Please don't look at this. Just watch it, because you will love it. So yeah, I get it. I get that. I mean, shit, season 2 Berserk, anyone? Like 2016 or 17. That is some of the worst CGI I've ever seen. It's so bad. Like, but then every now and then it's just like, oh, okay, that's where the entire episode's allotment of like funding went, was 1 or 2 still frames of Guts just looking fucking sick as hell. And I'm like, okay, that was worth it. You're right. Thank you. I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. It's wild that Berserk is just like fucking mainstream popular now. Can we talk about that? That's nuts. I would never have had that on my like bingo card. I wouldn't have had a lot of things on my bingo card, if we're being honest. Wild times, my sweets, wild times. It's not what you think, basically. Have you watched Redline? It's an anime movie. I've not. I have not. Would you recommend it? I do like the anime. As does Kelly. We like the anime. Yeah, if you've not played Dead Space 2, go play Dead Space 2. It's my favorite Dead Space. If you have played it, go play it again. The train sequences, to this day, I still think the greatest action sequence in a game I've ever played. At the time, it just blew my fucking mind. And it wasn't like, oh, it's the first one like that I ever... No, like, it was just so... Everything about that was so engaging. Like, man, excellent, excellent storytelling and game design. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit those. Yes. Have you watched Redline? Yes. It's American made. The scenes when they are going fast, they stretch the characters out to make you feel the speed. It's an alien racing movie. An alien racing movie. Like aliens racing each other, or like they're racing aliens? Racing each other on aliens, like horses. One of those is probably right. They're all racing at like different planets. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So almost like a pod racing, kind of like the pod racing game where you go to different planets and you race in them. Feels like Cowboy Bebop. Okay, so yeah, cool. No, that sounds rad. That sounds like something I'd like. I reckon. I got everything right. Yep. I am seeing no signs of lines. Nope, we got it. Okay. All the lines have been hidden. How about these? Show me your secrets. Nope, no secrets. Nice. We're gonna hit these with a little bit of ink, or maybe a wash. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. Nothing like a little bit of baking soda flying back in your mouth to put a good little taste in there. You're like, ooh, what's that? Oh, it's the baking soda. That's great. Good morning, slow motion. Welcome, welcome. doing a little bit of painting. And thinking about this issue right here and how I feel about it. I'm feeling like that needs to... Yeah, it does. That needs smoothed out. All right, I think that's good. Another good fucked up anime with an awful volley style is Higurashi. I should finish that show. I do like a good fucked up anime. Man, the one you all were talking about, the Demon Slayer thing. It's just like, oh yeah. What a wild... I wonder if that was the initial story, like, pitch. Like, if they gave it, like, they're like, all right, yeah, go ahead, run it. Or if, like, it just happened, like, later on, they're like, well, you know they're going to get married, right? Wait, what? Like, I don't know. It's just wild. I can't imagine being, like, on that board of being like, all right, do we greenlight this? That is still chunky looking. We don't want that. Not there. Not there. Okay. Almost. Sorry about that, my sweets. That's definitely some of that baking soda I just put on there. There's just a little too much. Definitely distracted and made it very noticeable. The textures were different. ASMR. Yeah, that's... initially I would be worried about that, but at this point I'm like, yeah, okay. You guys kind of like it when I'm not really talking. You can just hear some cutting and clipping. The sounds of pelican in the background slowly lulling you to sleep. Oh yeah, and Margot's there with you too. Alrighty. There we go, my sweets. Look at those candles. Beautiful. Beautiful candles. How much are those candles, they say? And I say, I don't know. I did not make them. I didn't make these candles. I just brought them out here. Put them by the statue. We have to know this candle maker's name. Well, as far as the file, I'm pretty sure they're Grace Studio. I just meant in universe, the guy that brings out the candles and puts them by the statue. I assume he's pretty important. The candle's this beautiful. You know he is. Let's see. Like, I'm at the point now that like I am touching up such small little things that it's just gotta keep looking at which ones need what. I'm gonna give a wash to that statue. That is rad. Thank you. I'm really happy with this. This is probably it's probably the biggest focal point of all the terrain that I've made for this little project. But I'm really happy with it. It's just a real big old shrine, so covered in breaking wheels. So the little shrine building is from Terra Blocks, the model in there. So this is part of a commission for the wires. They commissioned me to make a Trench Crusade warband, Trench Pilgrims, and also some terrain to go with it. And I'll go get the rest of the stuff so you guys can kind of see. Here's the board right here. But essentially, I made terrain, and I was currently in the process of making terrain for my board. My very, 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 very excessively large Trench Crusade board. Anywho, and so it was just a really good time to be like, hey, I could do some commissions and nail down that. So here's the board itself. I'm probably going to go and touch up the boards themselves just a little bit. I'll raise this up. That way we can get the whole thing in the shot. Then we will scooch these over. Scooch. Scooch. Let's move me to that corner. Nope, not that one. God, come on. That's the thing I hate about doing this. Like live is maybe up here. Let's go up there for a little bit. And we'll shrink me down. So these are made to line up to make a trench. And this board is essentially made to look like the trench down underneath of it. I wish I had room to make a board. It seems fun. Oh, I love making terrain. Yeah, this is a 17 by 23 for making photographs of, for taking photos of pretty much the warband that I'm making for them. Then I've got these little trees, little burnt trees. So this is all the terrain that I had made for the wires and this little commission project. I can also go get, I meant to take a picture last night and then I ended up going to sleep, so I'll go do that too right now. I'll grab the communicant that I made, put her on there for some scale. And also I can take down the camera and we could kind of zoom in on there if you want. So yeah, the communicant, does she stand on, they asked if she would fit up on top of here, and yes, she does. I think she can stand on all of them except that one, which nothing can really fit on there. Yeah, no, she looks so fucking good also with it. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we'll take that off. Come here. Almost. Almost. There we go. Damn it. Well, I did it. Yeah, so it's supposed to look like trenches when you look down through here. Yep, that's sick as hell. Thank you. No, I'm really pleased. Actually, no, we'll turn that around because that's a whole nother. So yeah. And then we'll move this over here. Yeah, thank you. No, I really wanted to capture exactly how it looks in my head, and I think I did. I think I'm quite happy, especially putting them all on the table and looking at them at the same time. It's just like, yeah, that looks like it fits. That's sick as hell. Not what you want to see stomping down a trench at you. Yeah, that's good. No. Very happy. Very happy with the terrain. Still a couple little things I need to pick up or, fix up, but that looks like Trench Crusade to me. God, coming around a corner and that staring at you. Oh yeah. Just thump, 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 thump. Just running at you with this giant fucking hammer. It's not good. I wouldn't like it. It's not what I want to happen to me. And the worst part is, good grief, she's naked. There we go. Dialing it in. Maybe I need to zoom out. Nope. Where is the... There we go. That's better. Yeah, she's awful. I'm pretty happy with her. And by pretty, I mean really. Let's try that. Maybe zoom. There we go. Yeah, the zoom, digital zoom is better than the full on this one. I think maybe. There we go. Yep. Yep. Nope. I'm happy with that. That's real good. She looks sick. What a pretty smile. Thank you. Immersive, not Emerson. I'm sure I can fix it, Eli. I like when you put me in the trench, Eli. Very Emerson's. I like that. Yeah, so are you familiar with, Walden? So it's kind of a lot like Walden, but instead of if Emerson went to, like, the woods, it's like if he went to the trenches in Trench Crusade. What a pretty smile. I can get down with some of Emerson. Romantics. Bit of a romantic myself. I like to write the poetries. Yeah, I'm really happy with those. They look really good. It's 9:46. What am I going to do now? Well, I've shown that. I need to touch up those candles. I need to fill in any little spots on these, and then I need to varnish these. Can't do that, but I can touch up little spots. Also, I could start working on the next figure, but I don't know if I want to do that yet or not. I want to do 7 minutes in heaven with your tumor female. I only need 3. Oh, God. She only needs one. Just. Her love is like a truck. Okay, what are we doing? I'll leave that out because I need to take a picture. Got a couple other little things I need to touch up, so I'll probably do those. I'll probably go do the wicks. Seems like a good time for some wicks. Smash? No, crush. Alrighty. Coal black. That sounds like a good choice. That is an awful noise. I'm so sorry. I had to think about where I put that ivory paint. The littlest brush of them all. Shit. I fucked that up. Turned it. Let's paint some wicks. And then I will absolutely go in after this and just touch up those little stray lines with the cream again. Yeah, again, not going for perfectly clean. I'm just going for get that little wick, and then we can clean it up after that. But that will be a noticeable detail when you go to look at this, especially if it is photographed. My hair is just not in the way, right? Okay, cool. My glasses, no! I can't see without my glasses. Smash, no. Been meaning to send you a book recommendation, The Beautiful Things That Await Us All. Oh yeah, by Laird Byron. Yep, fun short story collection, Death Awaits Me. Yeah, no, I do enjoy that one. Thank you for the recommendation. But I have read that one, and I do very much love it. But very, very good choice. Yeah, no. Have you read The Fisherman by, I want to say John Langley, but I don't think that's right. That's just a name that's just in my head right now. Is it though? It might be. I want to check now. Who wrote The Fisherman? But it's definitely, yeah, John Langan. Definitely recommend it. I really, really enjoyed that one. But yeah, The Beautiful Thing That Awaits Us All. I had a feeling you might. Oh yeah, no, I love Laird Barron. His works, all those modern day weird fiction writers. The Imago sequence. I'm trying to remember who wrote that. But I really liked that one too. I don't know. It's hard to pick a favorite book. But I mean, I really do think that the life-changing secrets to, or the secrets of ventriloquism, is one of my favorite books. But at the same time, I don't feel like it really counts because that is one that I am just adamant needs to be enjoyed as an audiobook. After hearing the author read it, it is just so good. Such an unsettling book. One of my favorites, and this is just Lovecraft, but one of the stories that I've always loved, that I remember the first time I read it really did give me chills, was two. One, The Thing on the Doorstep, and The Thing in the Dark. I love both of those stories. Yeah, The Thing in the Dark, God, the ending of that is one of my favorites. And it absolutely had a lot of impact on my Emperor's Children. Back whenever I was working on them. A lot of the weird alien-esque, kind of like what would the term be? Medical? Like kind of medical apparatuses. Just very, very alien. Utterly alien. The Velt scared me so much as a kid. Ray Bradbury, man. Oh yeah, also, after learning ventriloquism, I've gone down a rabbit hole. Oh yeah! I can't stress enough. Yeah, it's so good. Let me see, what other, I guess I could just do real quick. Hey, what are some recommendations? Unless, the Book of the New Sun is always, it's 9. I've got to go. It was a pleasure. Next stream on video soon. Absolutely, Mowgli. No, thank you, Mowgli. And it was wonderful talking to you again. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll wait on the recommendations. I'll make a list. I need to make a list because it is almost 9. I just need to finish painting these little wicks, you know, little John wicks. But I will make a list of like, oh hey, here's some books that I would really recommend. I've been thinking about that kind of stuff lately. Books, board games, just like, hey, here's some stuff I'd recommend to like kind of put either on the Discord or on Insta, or even maybe a quick little video for YouTube. Who knows? We'll see. But just a quick little, hey, these are some of my top favorites. If you like my stuff, you will probably like them. That kind of a thing. I feel like people like those. People ask me what I like a lot, so I feel like making a video would just save them from asking me. Not that I don't obviously love talking about it every time, because I do. Just thought it might be more helpful. Yeah, I think I got all those little wicks. So once we go back and clean those up, those will look real good. Yeah. Bye, Mowgli. Thank you again. Okay, yeah, I gotta clean those up, but the little wicks will look good once the candles are clean. Once the candles are clean. On that note, my sweets, I think I probably will go ahead and start signing off here. But thank you all so much. I say it every time, and I'll keep saying it. Your time is the most valuable thing that you have, whether you want to call it a resource, an asset, commodity, whatever. It's finite. So the fact that you spend any of it at all with me means the world to me. If you want to support me, you can do so at the fourth wall link in the description. I'm pretty excited. We've got some things coming that I can't talk about right now, but things are coming, and they're good. I think you all will be very happy. I am. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Slow Motion, Mowgli, Atri, Peter. I'm trying to think of Slow Motion, Mowgli, Atri, Peter. Did anybody else pop in? I think that was it. Mowgli, Peter, Atri, Slow Motion. I think that's everybody. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and keeping me company in the chat. For those of you not in the chat and still watching, thank you also for your time. Yeah, until next time, which will be Monday, take care of yourselves and each other. Have a good weekend. Hopefully it's good and chill. Bye, friends. Take care. Oh yeah, it's always sit pretty and be proud of who you are. I'll put that in there too. Bye, friends.